Something feels different this time. When Game Freak dropped the trailer for Pokémon Legends Z-A on Pokémon Day last year, the energy in the community shifted. This wasn't just another mainline entry or a nostalgic remake. This felt pretty big. Fans are hyped, the speculation is wild, and for the first time in a long time, it feels like the Pokémon world is holding its breath. And after getting hands-on experience with the demo at the Pokémon World Championships this year, I can confidently say, yeah, there's a reason for the buzz. The demo line was packed. Everybody wanted to know what Z-A is bringing to the table since we haven't seen much revealed in trailers prior. I managed to snag a Warp Pipe session to be among one of the first in the world to play this demo, and in this video I want to break down exactly why this game stands out, what surprised me, and why this game might just be the shakeup that the series needs. Let's dive into my experience with Pokémon Legends Z-A, and why this game could be the most important Pokémon title in years. Let's start with the core of any Pokémon game, the battles. The traditional turn-based system that we've known for decades is getting a serious revamp here. Legends Z-A is making a bold move by transitioning even further away from turn-based combat and towards real-time combat. Now I know Legends Arceus started this transition, but this game feels like it's doubling down on that real-time action feel. Battles felt way more fluid, almost action RPG inspired. You're still issuing moves, but there's this dynamic flow to it. Positioning, timing, and movement all matter more than ever. That said, I'll be honest, it took some getting used to. When you're in battle, you're not locked into that familiar you move, I move rhythm. Instead, you have this fluid, almost hybrid combat system where cooldowns determined when you can act again. You run around in real time, choose your moment to strike, and time becomes everything. At first, it threw me off. You have to adapt quickly. A lot of my early battles were just me awkwardly dodging and waiting for my move to recharge, while the opposing Pokemon just stared me down. It kind of killed the momentum in the first few fights, but I think with some practice, this could be a fun evolution in the formula. I think I had at least 2 or 3 moments where I was just pacing in circles, waiting to use Peck again, like any day now. Although I did notice that when you start to learn the timing, it gets way more satisfying. There's this kind of rhythm you fall into, dodging, attacking, backing off. It felt more like a dance than a duel, and I could see it being really rewarding once it clicks. Where the demo really blew me away was the atmosphere. In Legends Arceus, and even in Scarlet and Violet, the world felt flat. Like, the idea was there and the games were enjoyable overall, but unfortunately they lacked the hardware or proper polishing to make them really stand out in the franchise. But in Legends Z-A, the environment felt alive. The lighting was dynamic, the city felt dense and full of personality, and there were some moments where I just stopped and stared at the skyline. The draw distance, the color palette, the overall vibe, it all felt so much more refined. This updated design actually invited exploration, and this is the kind of world I'd want to get lost in. If the full game keeps this up, we're in for something special. The updated version of Lumio City in particular is absolutely stunning. It has that recognizable French-inspired charm, but now it feels more modernized, almost like a futuristic Paris, with Pokemon culture embedded in every corner that you explore. There was a vibrancy that reminded me of Breath of the Wild, not in a direct comparison, but in how the world invited you to explore. And that's not something I felt in a Pokemon game in a very long time. It's clear that Game Freak has been listening to feedback about world design, and now with Switch 2's capabilities, I'm excited to see what they have in store for us. But let's talk about one of the biggest moments in the demo, the boss-style battle against a rogue Mega Absol. I'm not exaggerating when I say this thing destroyed me. I came in confident, maybe too confident, and within like, I don't know, 30 seconds, my health was plummeting. Its moves hit hard, and the timing of its attacks were pretty brutal. I swear I thought that was the end of my demo right there. Mega Absol's damage output was no joke. My health bar was depleting quickly during that fight, and I started panicking. I was dodging like a maniac, whiffing my attacks, and missing windows. I genuinely had no clue if I was doing anything right. And then... shout out to the incredibly patient Nintendo booth staff. The woman working there literally coached me through the entire second half of the fight. She was like, okay, now dodge, wait, hit now. I assumed if I lost that battle, I wouldn't make it through to experience the rest of the demo. Eventually, I managed to land that final blow, and honestly, it was exhilarating. It felt more like a boss fight for Monster Hunter or Dark Souls than anything Pokemon has done before. I had to pay attention, learn the patterns, and actually earn that win. If the full game has more of these moments, I'm sold. Mega Evolutions feel like a real threat again, not just a flashy gimmick. And if these kinds of encounters are sprinkled throughout the full game, they're going to be a huge draw for existing and new players looking for a fun challenge. Overall, I came away from this demo feeling really optimistic. Visually, it's a huge step up. Gameplay-wise, it's different. And I think that's a good thing. I feel more excited than I've been for a Pokemon game in a very long time. And not just because it looks nice, but because it feels like the developers are actually taking risks again. The new battle system might take a while to click with longtime fans. And there are still some things we haven't discovered. But it's bold, it's fresh, and most importantly, it feels like Pokemon is finally evolving again. The battle system isn't perfect, but it's ambitious. The visuals aren't revolutionary, but they're vibrant and full of life. And the challenge, legitimately, it's a great time. I didn't feel like I was being handheld the whole way through. Well, except when I was literally being handheld by the booth staff, but you get what I mean. It's the kind of game that makes you think, this could be the turning point.
Ready, Lucario? Mega Absol!
If they continue to build on what I saw here, polish the mechanics, expand the world, and add depth to the story, this could easily be one of the best Pokemon games in years. Lastly, I want to give one huge shout out to the Pokémon Company International for the free access to the World Championships in Anaheim, California this year. Without them, I wouldn't have been able to try out the Legends Z-A demo in the first place, so thank you again. If you're excited about Pokémon Legends Z-A, let me know in the comments. And if you've got more questions about the demo or want me to break down anything more in detail, drop them below. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more coverage as we get closer to launch. Also, you can find me streaming on twitch.tv/pinkfritters, where I mostly hang out and crochet Pokemon plushies. I'm doing my very first playthrough of Pokemon X and Y there as well, so feel free to join in and watch. Is this a trick question? Past streams will also be up on my VOD channel. Thanks for watching!